Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a superhero movie review and I'll be having a look at Iron Man and Hulk, Heroes United. Now I can sum this movie up for you in three very simple words. It's for kids. And that's pretty much all you're going to need to know and should tell you everything you need to know about this movie. It is a very, very simple movie in terms of plot, in terms of the look of the film, in terms of the dialogue. So if you are a kid yourself, if you're a young person, or if you have kids, then you may get something out of this movie. Otherwise, you'll probably find it very, very simplistic. So let me go in a little bit more further detail about it. Essentially, I'm guessing this is meant to kind of almost take place within this same universe as the movies. So we have the kind of the AI Jarvis and stuff like that. But there are some differences. Hulk, for example, is far more intelligent and sort of eloquent and can actually hold a conversation. And Abomination is on the loose, and again he's got a Russian accent, so there are differences as well. So I'm not quite sure where this is supposed to sort of take place. I'm guessing it's more of a kind of, you know, a bit like an Ultimate Spider-Man thing. It's influenced by the films, but obviously it's kind of, I guess, going to take place in its kind of own universe. And the movie starts off with ultimately Hulk trying to kind of fight the Abomination. It appears Hydra's kind of got some idea for Hulk, where they're going to kind of extract his sort of gamma energy and for their own sort of nefarious means. And ultimately they sort of hire Abomination to sort of bring him in. They have this experiment on him which inevitably goes bad, which attracts Iron Man, and it ends up creating Zax, who is just, if you don't know, is just kind of basically this sort of hulking energy beast purely made out of some kind of electrical energy, basically. And he essentially goes on the rampage, takes over lots of tech, and it's up to Iron Man and Hulk to try and stop him. Now this movie is pretty much 90% just fighting. So if you kind of just want a visual thing to look at, you may kind of get you know, an idea of what you might enjoy it, but there's not a lot to it. So this is what I mean. It's just, there's not much of a movie here, and the look of it looks like a video game, and not a great video game at that. If you kind of look at some of the few times you'll actually see Tony Stark's face, it looks very sort of basic and computer sort of generated imagery. If you look at sort of just past the actual characters themselves and you look at the background, you'll see they're all sort of very, very basic looking, and there's not a lot of detail gone into there. I have to say the kind of the Iron Man armor looks quite good. You know the characters look recognisable, and there are some interesting designs, sort of design changes on things like Abomination and the kind of the Hydra uniforms that you sort of see some of these sort of Hydra scientists wearing and things like that. But overall, it looks generally very kind of basic and very sort of primary colours. Yes, we are talking about a comic book movie. That is obviously not lost on me. But nevertheless, like I said, this is very skewed at a kind of a younger audience who aren't going to really be expecting anything sort of too deep from this. And like I said, the plot really is literally just one fight scene after another with a kind of a very, very flimsy plot, just to sort of thread the kind of the action scenes together. The action scenes are okay, obviously. It is a relatively violent movie because obviously it is pretty much 90% punching things, but all you ever get punched really is kind of robots or monsters and things like that. So there's no sort of human sort of getting injured as such. Even the kind of the Hydra guys who end up having an explosion seem to be perfectly fine at the end of the day. So I can't really recommend this movie if you are a kind of just a sort of a fan of the films and you kind of want to sort of watch this as more of an extension of that. However, if you're kind of interested in just the sort of all the sort of Marvel animation, just because you're a hardcore fan, or if you've got young kids, or if you are a younger person yourself, then you may get a little bit more out of it. I've mentioned Ultimate Spider-Man, and that kind of reminds me of that sort of TV show, and it's very much of that vein, if that makes sense. I have to say I was a little bit disappointed with it. If you've kind of watched the previous Marvel sort of animated movies, I think they actually had like the Ultimate Avengers and things like that. Although they're not perfect, they had a lot more depth to it than this. I mean, I think DC tends to be a lot better in regards to its sort of animated movies. And this one, but you know, can I criticise it for being aimed at kids? Difficult to say. I mean, it's clearly aimed at kids, but there's not a lot here to make it an enjoyable film, I don't think. It should have just been like an episode of some other sort of TV show. I think things like that. I don't really see how it's kind of can be sort of sold as this film when it really is just an extended TV episode of like you know, kind of fictional show that's on the air on things like that. So it looks a little bit like the Tron TV series, if you've ever watched that in regards to the style. But it looks relatively cheap. So I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 10. Not particularly fantastic. I wouldn't bother watching it unless you're just a massive Marvel fan. You need to see everything, or you're obviously going to watch it for with your kids or things like that. So 4 out of 10, what did you think of it? Leave me a comment. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.